It's 5:30. I call the council committee meeting to order, and we always have a special meeting towards the end of this. Just as information for the committee chairs, Jason has to drive through the big thunderstorm on the way to Austin tonight. So if I jump in, it's caught a little bit. So we'll start with Mr. Basket.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, thank you. First off, I'm gonna ask Captain Lanier to come up, and we're gonna talk about, consider rescinding the award to purchase a patrol SUV from
Did
Bruno
you say that David's
Motors.
going to jail after you get off this meeting?
Well, we always wait and see where it goes while we have that conversation, Mayor.
Okay.
They're running our license plates as we speak.
That's it. They're working diligently. So we are requesting that we rescind our previous bid that we selected. Obviously, we selected Brunner's. We went out for bids to purchase a patrol car. The market for police Tahoes, the PPV Tahoes, is very difficult. Brunner's tried their best. They could not fulfill their bid. They could not get a Tahoe that matched those specs that was a PPV Tahoe. During the bid process, there was another dealer that had put in a bid. It's Donahue out of Alabama. They do have 39 unallocated and available for us. The price point for them will be, I don't want to misquote here, it's $52,100, which is less than what we had budgeted for this year. And they are able to meet our needs with that bid.
Any questions for Captain Lanier? Just wanna make it clear that we did, of course, try to go local first, and then the fact that they couldn't get the allotment
Correct.
is the reason why we went through the bid process. What's the pleasure of the committee?
Well, I'm sorry, I have one last question.
Yes.
And you may have said it and I just missed it. When will you be able to take possession of the vehicle?
So they have told us that they have it on hand, is my
Okay.
understanding.
Okay.
So, I mean, there'll be some shipping, because
Right.
obviously they're not right down the street, but.
Any other questions?
And the amount we're talking about is actually less than what we had awarded to Brunner?
Correct. Correct. We awarded to Brunner's bid was $53,795.
But we were able to do that simply because they're local.
Correct. We're,
Part of our policy.
yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's a pleasure of the committee.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we rescind the award of Brunner Motors for the patrol SUV and award it to Donahue Chevrolet.
Lanier.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
With that, we're going to recess the city council committee meeting and enter into the special, what do we call it here? Special committee for tonight, special meeting for tonight. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Basket.
Yes, sir. 17 seconds ago, the finance committee met, and we voted, we had a unanimous vote to bring this to the council with a favorable outcome. The motion was to consider rescinding was to rescind the award to purchase a patrol SUV from Brunner's and award it to Donahoe Chevrolet. And that amount of that bid was $52,100. With that, I'll make the motion that we approve.
We have a motion, or a second?
Second.
A motion in several seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. With that, we'll adjourn the special city council meeting and reconvene the committee meetings and turn that over to Mr. Cook.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, the committee will consider the adoption of the amendments related to the 2015 International Codes changes. And I think that we've got a great staff here that are going to take us through some of this, and hopefully everybody bear with us and all. But Mr. City Manager, if you would
Yes, sir.
take over.
Mr. Cook and members of the committee, kind of want to walk back in time for just a second to 2018, 2019? 2019. The council adopted the 2015 building codes, electrical codes, fire codes, all the different codes that we regulate construction off of. At that time, and we've gone back and watched the videos of the meeting, we've looked at all the documentation. At that time, Mr. Jeremy Allen was making the presentation to council, and his recommendation was to adopt all of the 2015 codes, and then what's known as COG amendments that are separate amendments that are issued by the North Central Texas Council of Governments that pertain to varying different things. And so the recommendation was to do that. However, when reviewing the motion that was made that night, the motion was to pass ordinance such and such, and that was it. And that ordinance simply contains the switch to the 2015 codes. It did not actually include those COG amendments. Now, where that's become important recently is in a discussion that Mr. Killen and I and Chief Isbell were having pertaining to fire sprinkler systems as it relates to townhome construction. The COG amendments allowed an exception to the fire code that under certain construction mannerisms or the way they're built, they wouldn't have to do sprinkler systems. And so we have been operating for the last several years in the way that it was made and motioned, or the way it was recommended that night. And as we were having a discussion about the future, staff has been working on the next jump in codes to come, which would be the 2021 codes. And so as they're putting those together, there's not really an option moving forward. Sprinkler systems will have to be part of townhomes, just like they are apartments. And so that kind of led us into this discussion about currently and reviewing all this material. And so as we kind of saw what we saw and didn't feel like, hey, wait a minute, I don't think we actually adopted these amendments. We kind of packaged everything together, brought Mr. Thomas into the conversation, asked him to review everything and kind of give us his opinion on whether we did or didn't adopt them. And at the end of reviewing everything, Mr. Thomas kind of agreed with us that we in fact did not actually adopt the amendments. So, with all that being said, I needed to bring that before you to kind of get some direction on where the committee and then the council will want to go, because if, again, at the time, in the last several years, we've been operating that the council's intent at that time was to adopt the amendment, and then therefore in this case it wouldn't require the sprinkler system. But where we are actually today, if somebody came in tomorrow and brought a set of plans, we would say they would have to do it because the actual ordinance says you have to do it. So, kind of looking for some direction from the committee and then the council. Do you want to go back and adopt the actual amendments, or knowing that as we move to adopting a new set of codes sometime in the near future, that won't really be an option anyway? Do you want to go ahead and just make that break now? And
In other words, adopt the 2015 version of this right now.
well, you already have the 2015.
I'm talking about the COG amendment.
Right, so do you want to actually go back and
Which
adopt
is-
the COG amendments, which would mean those would not be required, kind of like we've been doing it. But then again, what I'm telling you is as we move to the 21s, it's going to be. And so, do you want to wait for the 21s, or say, hey, we've discovered the way it is now, actually, do we just make that break now?
I'd like to hear from what the committee would have.
And how long will it be till the 21 will be?
I think we still have a little homework left to do. Staff's done a lot of homework. They have a lot of things put together. And I know they visited with some of our trade board representatives. I want to spend some time with trying to pool groups of local contractors and builders together. I just want that process to be as smooth as possible when we get in here. We've had before over the years where suddenly when we get to this room, we kind of haven't done our prep work, so to
Yeah.
speak. And I don't want to end up having a debate in here with contractors and
Yeah.
builders.
What helps you in eliminating some confusion?
It's not confusing, it'll simply be.
215, then you go to 221, does it get everybody confused on what you want to do?
Well, Mr. Turk could speak to some of the differences, but that gets into the individual trades. The 2021 electric code will have them do things that the 2015 didn't,
That's what I mean.
in all different ways.
What
But
is the
for
best way?
tonight, the biggest COG amendment in there was related to sprinkler
Sprinkler
systems
systems.
for townhomes. And that's kind of what brought the conversation to the forefront. Now, I believe you guys have gotten some feedback from some different developers of townhomes, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Mr. Turk here, building official, he's been working on this quite a bit and reaching out to some of the contractors. He's shared all the amendments, including this is what the 2015 looked like, this is what 2021 looks like. He sent that out to, I think, 14 different contacts, and he's got some feedback from a few of them, not as many as we were looking for. But we have it on radar to try to move forward, but we wanted to see what tonight's direction was before we get to 2021.
I guess, have you received specific feedback about this change
About the
right now?
townhomes, not anything specific about the townhomes. And to your point, Mr. King, 2021 will require it regardless.
Mayor, council. So the fire marshal did reach out to 3 of our prominent townhome builders that's been working on projects over the past 6 months to a year and let them know. And there was no resistance to the change of requiring the sprinkler systems in the townhomes that we got any feedback on.
What kind of systems are they?
It's a residential,
13 or 13D?
it's a 13D.
13D?
Yes, sir.
You can still do the construction we're doing to the parapet walls without a sprinkler system in the code.
Not under the 15 code. And forward, they're required in townhomes, not in 1 and 2 family homes. Townhomes are residential in construction, but they are separate than 1 and 2 family dwellings.
Are there any of them that are already putting sprinkler systems in?
We've got a couple,
Couple. So it's not gonna affect some of them?
correct.
Well, cost-wise, it's about what, $2-3 a square foot
Yes, sir.
to put in this system?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's not gonna affect the ones that are already doing, I mean,
No.
if there's some that are already.
Right. This isn't retroactive in any way, and it's not going to affect anything that's in process today, because we've got projects that we're actively working in process that this wouldn't affect.
Okay. Any questions? For Chief?
Mr.
Yes.
Chair, I'm not on your committee, but I have a question for the chief. This is a safety issue in my mind. Is that correct? Is that
Yes, sir.
the intention?
Very much so.
Does the fire marshal and/or you and the department have a position on?
Yes, sir. I think we ought to require them.
Okay, that's significant to me, what your opinion is, since that's your business. Okay, thank you.
What did you
Thank
say
you.
the price was for a house?
Sir?
What did you say the price was?
$2-3
Per square foot. So $4,000 for a 2,000 square foot house? For 13D.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me the names of some of those vendors that do that for that price?
Ah.
I haven't had one done for less than $15,000
For a D system?
for a D system, yes.
So there are many different types of systems. There's one that's very expensive. It's kind of a Cadillac 13D system, and it is very expensive. But that's the one of many options that are out there.
Well, 13R is a little bit cheaper than a D. Typically, an R, 13R. It's called a residential, 13 residential system.
Well, it's actually The R is the commercial, the D is domestic water system, it's
It's off
the cheap.
off the hot water here.
Yep.
Just so we can get it very clear, Jason. If we, if we do not take action on this tonight and everything to present to the council, what will come up is the 2021, when, and we don't really have a timeline as to when that will be,
No, I would suspect sometime in the next 12 months.
okay?
Uh,
But with the developments that we have that are about to start and whatnot, I would assume that that's why we're really talking about this,
Yes, sir.
and that the need for additional safety concerns.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the wishes of the committee?
So what, I mean, what exactly are we needing to do? I mean,
You want to leave it where sprinklers are required, which is what it is right now, don't do anything.
so right now, they are required?
Yes, sir.
and we
They
don't
are.
need-
And if you want to make it to where they're not required, then we would, consider adopting, well,
Yeah,
a change to it. So
then I would say,
if we leave it alone, they are required.
I'd say we leave it alone. Do we need a motion to that effect?
Nope. They're looking for direction, I think, here more than anything. Am I not correct, guys?
The only thing we would need a motion on is if you want to go back and re-adopt something.
Okay? Is that the feeling of everybody?
Yes.
Okay? So everybody is in agreement here that we will leave it as it is and move forward. Okay? To the next round. Okay?
Ms. Smith, nominations.
So today we're discussing the new House Bill 1522 that passed in this past legislative session, which is requiring the changing of the posting of our agendas. Currently it is 72 hours, so Sarah would post them on Friday and we meet on Saturday, or Tuesday. But the new bill requires us to post the agenda 3 business days before the meeting, so that would be, the agenda will now go out on Wednesdays by 5 for our Tuesday meetings, give us 3 business days for that to follow the new guidelines, the legislation that came down to us. But one thing that we need to discuss is the current agenda postings of the advisory boards. Currently, they follow the Texas Open Meeting Laws, and we post those agendas 72 hours before the advisory boards meet. But we think this will create a hindrance for the advisory boards with their agendas and the amount of work that it'll put on Sarah to keep getting these agendas out 3 business days before the meetings. So we're really just looking to see what y'all's thought about how we want to move forward with the advisory boards, because they currently do not have to follow if correct, they don't have to follow what legislation is passed. It's only the commissions and the council meetings that's post 72 hours or 3 business days. Correct?
So as it is right now, they will have to follow the 3 business days.
That is by adopted
But-
policy of the council, not state statute.
Okay.
State statute applies to city council, planning and zoning, and board of adjustment. The boards are by whatever policy is that the council dictates, and we have always mimicked the requirement. What we're saying now is with as many advisory boards as we have, in addition to the 3 governing bodies, trying to manage that many different agendas, that many different days ahead, we think is gonna be very challenging, and we don't wanna get into situations where our boards can't meet because we didn't meet somewhat of an arbitrary requirement on them. I don't know that we necessarily wanna go, hey, you don't have to post anything. I don't know that people would like that either. But I think maybe you could leave the boards and commissions at the 72-hour requirement. We're used to that, staff's used to it, boards are used to it. And that still leaves that transparency piece in there. But it doesn't create this other one. I haven't been able to find anybody that really understands where this particular or this bill derived from, what the reasoning was behind it, and certainly every city, everybody that has followed open meetings all across the state, kind of scratching their head a little bit, because not that you play last minute with agendas, but sometimes you're deciding right up until, that 72-hour mark, what may come or what may not come. I know I visited with the judge about it, because for them, that's backing them up to Tuesday, they meet on Monday morning, so that's backing them all the way up a full week to the previous Tuesday, to already know, what they want to discuss. Anyway, it's a bit of a hurdle, so we thought it might be a bit much to handle all of our boards in the same fashion with this new one, so thought we would discuss that with y'all and see what your thoughts were.
Madam Chair, if I may, I think from what Mr. King has said, that part of the issue is because our adopted policy requires following the Open Meetings Act. The first thing we'd need to do would be to amend our policy to remove that requirement. Am I understanding that correctly?
Just the time frame, right?
Yes, and certainly the council can do it however they want. You could remove it completely and say, no, they don't have to post one, or
No, if we follow the Open Meetings Act, they'd be required to go to the same thing that we are with the 3 business days prior to the meeting, correct?
Yes.
But if we chose to not follow the Open Meetings Act and say 48 hours notice, or 72, whatever we choose to do, we could put that in as our standard because it is an adopted policy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But if we follow the Texas Open Meetings Act, they're gonna be required to post for that the same as they do for council and committee meetings.
Yes, and just so everybody's clear, if you happen to have a meeting a week that there's gonna be a holiday in, and that holiday adjusts the timing of everything, because the law is very clear, the new law, that it has to be 3 business days. So, yeah, you can see some schedules get jumbled up pretty easily and quickly.
Does anybody see it somewhat ironic that the legislature passes such a law about open meetings and they don't follow their own law?
No.
They're exempted from it? A little ironic, isn't it?
If you got the power,
I guess.
do what you
So
want.
what you're saying is we have the power to do it the way we want to do it here?
Yes,
Okay.
on this.
Do we need to
Not the
take
council meeting.
separate action on this, Madam Chair?
This is separate from the council,
Can we just leave it the way it was?
the change of that,
Change the policy
for advisory boards, yes.
for advisory boards? Can I make a motion to change the policy for advisory boards to remove Texas open meeting requirement from that?
You can, I just wanna make sure that we're still posting agendas.
And then the second piece of action would be in conjunction with that to require, and whatever the pleasure of the council and committee would be, a 48-hour or 72-hour or whatever the council felt was appropriate in the place of the Texas Open Meeting Act requirement. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Do that, or you do it in one motion.
You can, okay?
I have one question for you, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Or we can just leave the boards as they are, correct?
Yes, but.
We don't have to do anything with those, we just have to make it.
You
Right?
can't,
You're already on 72 hours, right?
Right, but it doesn't say that. It says follow the Open Meetings Act. So.
So what we need is a motion then to
When-
adopt the 72 or 54, whatever that we're using now for our committees and
Right.
But it would stay the same if we didn't make a motion, it would still be the 3 business days.
Correct.
If we make the change, we'd be able to change the time frame, which doesn't put Sarah in such a bind to get the agendas posted.
Which we have right now.
what I might recommend to the committee would be to motion that the board, advisory boards would follow all aspects of the Open Meetings Act with the exception of the agenda posting requirements, which would then be 72 hours for the boards. That way, when they actually function and operate, they're operating the same way you guys do and have to follow all the rest of the Open Meetings Act. We're really just talking about wanting to change
The posting.
the posting, so
Gotcha.
you can frame it that way, that,
Okay.
that you would have them follow the Open Meetings Act with the exception of the agenda posting requirements.
Frame that in a single motion,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Sarah, you get that as a motion?
Yes.
I typed it in.
Okay, you
Yes.
typed it up?
I think.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay. I would submit that as a motion, Madam Chair.
Second.
Second. Any other questions, concerns, comments? All in favor, say aye.
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 That motion moves forward with positive recommendation to council. The next is the, it's basically the same thing, it's just changing our rules and procedures to change it from 72 hours to 3 business days for the council and commissions.
I would move that we recommend to the council that we adjust our rules and procedures to be in compliance with the new state statute, which requires 3 business days.
And these would go into effect on September 1st.
Mhm.
Mr. Nix has made a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll move that forward, with positive recommendation to council. With that, that's everything.
Just as a side note, I did talk with staff and said, we have 3 mulligans till September 1st. We have this meeting, we have the August council meeting, and we have the August committee meetings. So let's try now. We did not quite meet the bar this time.
It was close.
It was close, but, so it is gonna require some new thinking and those kind of things.
Is that everything?
Yes, sir.
With that, that seems to be the entire agenda, so with that, we will adjourn the city council committee meetings at 5:57. Thank you all for attending.
Jason, thank you.